wherever you are in the world. Juicy and Lucy's out there. John Aspel, is DD still in a boozer? No, I'm not still in a boozer. I did actually pop out because they had their... So I'll explain to you. I feel, after this cold and chest infection, really exhausted all the time. I'm not making excuses. When I say exhausted, I mean like, it's an effort to move. And I think it's a bit weird for me. Cut a long story short, I then done an hour, maybe, I think it was, with Crypto Rich at roughly 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock. But I popped in the pub because they've got you all know what Chase the Joker is, right? We all put money in, and it's gone over to £1,000. For anyone who gets picked out there and picks out that Joker, they've got over £1,000, just to let you know. But I didn't win. And then I come in and I done the interview with Crypto Rich, which should be going out in the next few days. I mean, I had something to eat. I've been doing some other bits and pieces. I had something to eat. And I have literally logged straight in to talk to you. So I've just finished munching. That is the reason why I am late. And hopefully, Monday night I'm going to be doing a show straight off. And then at 9 o'clock on Monday, I'll be on 412, right? So I'll be talking 412 for Monday evening. With this Monday that just gone, that Dr. Glidden was on, or the one Monday before, I can't remember now. Sharing is caring, so share. Also hit the like button. Thank you, Patriots. We just need 46 more thumbs up. Yep. Hit the like button, really important. Hit the subscribe button, really important. And hit the share button, really important. Because the more you're sharing, even if you're copying and I know some people don't know how to do that. I'll ask a question while we're all live. DD is trying to reassemble his Lego dragon after 3 points of Guinness. I'll tell you what, I didn't even assemble it myself anyway. Someone else did. So thank you, Hannah. Let me have a look. She sat up all night doing that. She did really. I don't know how long it took her, but it weren't long. She worked out how to do it pretty lively though. Lottie and Collie. Has anyone been having problems getting on Rumble and watching the show in the last week or so? 2 people have said to me they've been having problems, and John Harding is having problems logging in and watching it, but he said he's been able to watch me on YouTube. I don't like being on YouTube at all. I just don't like. I don't like what it is. I don't like what it stands for. It goes against. I mean, it's banned me on enough occasions, but some people, all you got to do is start coming back over to Rumble. The Rumble will eventually take right off. People don't realise what they're planning with Rumble. And it is going to be the town square. And we're very nearly at 10,000 subscribers on Rumble. If you look at some of these other people, they put no effort in. They want everything easy in their life. It's not like that. So I'm now live, but but I have web download. All right, Rumble. What? So right, as everyone's saying, it's all right with them. So it might be that he needs his caches clearing out, which often happens with this, right? So the PC will start playing up if it's got too much in it. It stores stuff and it shouldn't, but it doesn't need to store, and then that causes a problem when you're connected. I think, I'm not 100% sure, or even a full reboot of your machine sometimes gets rid of it. I'm watching via VPN, Graham. John Aspinall, you flash bastard. Neil 56, Juicy and Lucy, Blyvins ED. I've got VPNs on here as well, or a VPN on here. What was the other thing I was going to say, Sharon? Now, did everyone notice that Twitter went down? I was having a discussion with someone else earlier, and they asked me, why do you think they're sort of attacking Twitter again? Because they are. And I said they're going to take Twitter down, or they certainly want to ban it in the UK. And I said the reason for that is because Rupert Lowe's, and I said this last night, if you look at, and I had a discussion with someone about this, that Elon Musk, it's going to be released, and in line with that, there's going to be a documentary released as well, and the actual paperwork. If you look at Silenced, I think it was Silenced, with Tommy Robinson, who I don't particularly like or agree with. If you look at what happened when they promoted it and Elon Musk promoted it, it had 160 million views. All right. The most highly organised, targeted Rumble and Twitter are the two main places where the whole of that report will be read out to the people. People will be discussing it online. It's going to be absolutely smashed out there on Twitter. Imagine Twitter saying, the boss of X saying, "I want this on every single person's newsfeed, and I want to see that they've read it." Right? Push that out there, and then all of a sudden you're going to see the truth about the rape and torture gangs. Right? That's why they want to shut down X, and that's why they want to shut down Rumble, because they know now that we've got access to that truth. They don't want us to get access to that. As far as I can see, Jenny, Imar, and what they don't want are people like me in the background saying we need to go for full independence. It's the only way we're going to get rid of these people. And to be fair, it is the only way we're going to get rid of these people. I am going to show you something else now. I'm not sure if I showed it to you last night, but I wanted to show it to you last night. Let's go through here. Everyone understands that Alberta, that's their flag. Alberta will soon be free. Notice their flag, England will be free again, right? And I've sent it out to Rupert Lowe. I want everyone, if they can, I'll copy the link. We work as a team, right? Remember that. So anyone who's on Twitter, send this out, because I'm going to send this out to everyone, and retweet it and say Rupert Lowe, right? There's nothing wrong with self-determination and England being England again, right? And it is for you as an audience to push that information out there. Linda, see you, thank you. Let me have a look and see if there's anyone else out there. Juicy and Lucy, if anyone would like to organise hosting an ECS seminar, so English Constitution Society seminar, we need to get some more banners made up, by the way, which we're going to be doing. And we can show some people, because we want to make sure it's absolutely educational. And then I'm going to go and show you something else, which is this. I could go on the rest of it, but I won't. I'm going to show you this. Now, this.
And each one of you has come here today because you are concerned about what you see happening. And each one of you has come here today because you are concerned about what you see happening.
So I'm going to go back and show you some other bits. So that was the rise of Alberta. There's lots of different things. Sign the independence petition. A Venezuela timeline. There it is there. The Alberta independence. Now, what's the difference with Alberta to some of the other states in Canada is that they are landlocked, but they are very, very English. They're 80 or 85%, I can't remember what the figure is, Christian. And they've got their own oil. They've got prairies. They've got farming. They've got everything. They're almost self-sufficient, except that they would need access in some way to the sea. But when you start to look at how many people, and again, there's different people having conversations about Alberta, and there it is there. You can see it on the left. It is a massive state, by the way. It's nearly as big as Louisiana. If you remember, originally Louisiana, I think it's now something like 10 states, or all the other states were within Louisiana. But America purchased Louisiana from the French. Actually, it was sort of the Spanish, but the Spanish then ceded it back to the French, and then the Americans said, we want to buy New Orleans, I think it was. I can't remember exactly what happened. And they turned around, the French, Napoleon, turned around and said, well, why don't you buy the whole state of us? And they come to an agreement. I think it was 15 million, 5 cents an acre. It was something like 826,000. Think of this, 826,000 square miles. 5 cents an acre, £15 million, and it's known today as one of the greatest land estate deals that was ever done. Right, and that was Napoleon having a deal with the Americans. Then they had a deal for Florida. There was a couple of other deals they did for other states as well. But just to remember, and then Texas itself is a completely independent state. So have a look at that Rasa Alberta. There's one, there's a thread there, which I'll read it. One of 9. The Alberta Prosperity Project just announced part of their fiscal plan for an independent Alberta. The benefits of independence would drastically improve the quality and life of all Albertans, same as it would for England. And don't forget, in Alberta, which I can't remember exactly how big it is, but it's massive. It's not as big as Louisiana, but it's getting up there. I think it's got a population of something like 5 million. So the value of freedom, a draft fully costed fiscal plan for an independent Alberta. And there it is. And the English flag is always there. Rise of Alberta, 44 to 47 billion in Alberta. Instead of that, they go all through their details, and they want to get away from Canada. There is particular reasons for that. Let me see if I can go and show you this one. So I'm going to show you this one because this is slightly different, right? So we've done a meme for this, and I'm hoping people have seen the meme. I don't know if we can put the meme out there. But if Smartmatic and Dominion machines can change elections and steal your vote, and so can the people at the count itself, but we're particularly talking about the machines. We're especially talking about Dominion and Smartmatic machines in London. You all know the history of Sadiq Khan and the Fabian Society, and who these people are all associated with, and Mark Malek Brown, etc. So it's on your screen. Hopefully you can see it. If Smartmatic and Dominion machines can change elections and steal your vote, just think what smart meters can do linked to your bank account. Now, why have I said this? Does anyone know why I've said this? I've been trying to get, allegedly there's a smart meter in it. Don't worry, it's got a big red light up, right? I live in a tiny place. The only thing that works constantly in this place is a fridge, a small fridge, nothing else, right? All the lights go out. There's nothing on. The laptop hardly takes anything. And they're charging me £120 a month, direct debit. They know that the meter is inoperable. Yet they've just sent me a message saying we're not going to put a new meter in. You're being charged roughly the right amount of money. And that's basically to keep the service on. That's what you've got to pay, £120 a month. That is daylight robbery. I don't know because it's not being metered. So all I'm saying to you is this: that if everyone had one of these smart meters, and they decide, and they can see, because of the overall, they're trying to get access to your bank accounts, they're trying to get in all this information, and they can see that you're saving up, you're doing well, and all that. And all they do is, for your particular area, they'll put that they can put the price of electricity up, and all of a sudden you've got nothing again, right? And these corporations are literally just geared to take your money. So that's why I'm saying, just think what smart meters can do linked to your bank account. And basically, that is what they are trying to do out there now, right? So did everyone see that on the screen? Twitter's been a pain for days. Twitter is playing up badly. Twitter was down for a few hours today. Well, there is a bad meter in here. It's not working, and I'm not happy with it. And I've said I want a new meter put in there. Open banking app on bank account DD. Open banking app on bank account DD. I don't know what that means. Neil 56, 55, 5p5. Robbie Young, are you all listening to me? So there's quite a bit going on in the world, and there's lots of things that you're not actually seeing, right? So how many of you knew that there was a massive movement in Alberta in Canada to secede from Canada, to get away from Canada? And it is highly likely that they may take a decision to be either completely independent, which I think they probably will, or be governed by the United States Constitution. In other words, they will opt to go into the United States of America rather than be with Canada. It's a bit like what could happen with Greenland. And by the way, there's an ongoing discussion with Greenland. And some people are out there putting out things about spacecraft being out there and all that. Listen, it's nothing to do with spacecraft. It's nothing to do with aliens, right? It's got everything to do with the Americans wanting to own Father Christmas, right? And the production facilities at Greenland. That's what it's to do with, right? As long as you all understand that. It is everything to do with Father Christmas. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. No, haven't heard about that yet, but will have told me now after that, Tracy. There's 3 states wanting to break away. There could be 3 states wanting to break away. I think the most advanced, and in particular, what I liked was their flag, because their flag is the English flag. And they obviously don't want anything to do with Canada. One of the worst possible things that happened with Canada is Quebec. It was never got hold of. The French basically controlled it. It's the French element of Canada. And it in effect allowed an administration law rot from within. Just to make sure everyone's aware of that. Last few years, Reveal News, Juno News, Western Standard are the ones doing the reporting. Many squaddies have settled in Alberta. It's a country to fall in love with. Yeah, well, there's a lot of English out there. I mean, actual English. We all need to push back on all this control freak nonsense on steroids. I agree. French have and are a problem. French have always been a problem. And if I go back and say to you, President Xi of China was asked recently, do you think the revolution in France in the 1800s or 1700s, whatever it was a success? And he said, it's too early to tell. Right, that's the amount of forward and planning they do. This ain't a 5-minute thing. Will not only so much 1 month, you see. Karen, let me have a look. Trump will attack Iran because the British installed the Ayatollah. Trump will attack Iran because the British installed the Ayatollah. Currently, I haven't been watching. I'm being honest when I say this, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to the Iranians or to anyone else. I only care about England. I'm not interested in Israel, Palestine, Iran, Iraq, China, Russia, all that, right? I'm interested in England. That's it. And the English. And more people start to refocus on who and what we are, the better. It will cost £160 to remove that. Not so smart meter. Oh, it ain't smart. It's mad. I don't want that in there. Veterans up to 65 will fight the British off my doorstep first. Jay Aspinall, MJ wrap up warm. I'm sweating my nuts off, laugh out loud. Let me have a look. Sending Grandad to war. Oh yeah, they've increased the age limit on call up for veterans. Any veterans out there listening to this, 65. Fuck your luck. Fuck going on a yomp through Ukraine at 65, carrying a full backpack. Will not. I'm a granddad. Will not. A real dad's army. Yeah, well. The only place I would tolerate that, I would say 55 to 85 is arming us. Saying, here, sort this out, lads. And we would go, locked and loaded, let's go for it. Right, this is what we're going to do. Right, and I'll swear to God we'll get the job done in about, I don't know, a few days. I'm going to tool up my Zimmer frame. Yeah. Taffy Pat, well said, DD. Starmer says it's British to be diverse. That tells you all you need to know. Sean Tye, exactly. Exactly. I had a great conversation earlier on with Crypto Rich. We were talking about all different things, but he wanted to know what I thought about them removing or not and allowing us to vote in local elections. And by the way, it was actually stated, let me see if I can bring this up because this is so important that people need to know this. Let's have a look. Rupert Lowe come out, he's shown us a letter. Rupert Lowe. Let's see if I can find him. Oh, Rupert Lowe. Let's go and see if I can find his letter. My letter urging the Minister to ignore the pitiful attempts from Norfolk Conservatives to delay the elections. Fantastic comments. Let me have a look. There was a particular thing that he put out today, and it is well worth people go and have a look at it. Let me just see if I can find it. I know I'm muted. You haven't lost sound. I actually took it off because I'll be making all sorts of funny noises. Let me have a look so you can still see me. Yeah, so I can't see where I can find that again. He actually puts that out, and he read out part of the letter. The most spectacular for Western is snake all exceedingly small. a handful of patriots. We must absolutely and comprehensively reject the influence of the World Economic Forum on British politics. Farage is appallingly desperate to be the new Conservative Party. Yeah, it's disgusting what he's doing. Let me have a look. There are patriots of the National Service. I have seen afternoon remarkable man, victim of criminal exploitation. Let me have a look. The hearings. Our hearings begin on February the 2nd. They're terrified of that. Breaking news. Oh, here it is. I've got. Actually, let me make sure I've got the right one for you. I'll bring this up on you. You got to see this. If there's anyone who hasn't seen this, right? So remember, I said earlier, one of the things they're terrified about is a full report and a full everything going out and being promoted by Twitter, which is the rape and torture gangs in England, with no way of stopping it, right? That's what they're really worried about more than anything else. And that includes a potential for televising it. Certainly the report will be made available to everyone. They may even, from what I've gathered, maybe someone, a wealthy benefactor in America, might do what Jimmy Goldsmith did, which was he sent a CD-ROM through every single door in the country to do with the referendum party. And it could be that some massive benefactor may print out the report in the best possible terms and post it through every single letterbox in the country, so everyone gets to read exactly what has happened, right? If you imagine someone doing that and telling the people the truth, and it will be the truth, that's why they want to take down X. So just to make sure you're aware of this, breaking news. This is from Rupert Lowe, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to go back to it. Right? It's fairly obvious a bit. Breaking news on furious Norfolk Conservatives have not requested to the government that the elections go ahead in May. May, like so many other councils have done. I have seen the leader's letter to the minister. She warns about how damaging the elections would be, right? A direct quote from this letter: if our elections go ahead in 2026, I cannot guarantee that my council will be able to deliver devolution because of the governance restraints, right? In other words, the governance coming from the elected people, you, will put an end to devolution. Devolution is there solely to destroy England, right? So in other words, what they're saying is they're not going to allow you to have elections so they can carry on with devolution, right? This is disgraceful, utterly disgraceful. She is clearly making the argument to government for the elections to be cancelled, right? And she's telling you the reason why. Democracy and Andy the Gabby Cabby should be interested in this because he's got a problem with using his taxi in the local area because they're trying to comply with the regional governance, which is saying that you have to have a new vehicle every, whatever it is, 5 years, right? And no one can afford that. And especially if you spent a lot of money maintaining your vehicle so it is so roadworthy, it's almost like a brand new vehicle, right? Which is what Andy the Gabby Cabby has done in his vehicle, right? Democracy is difficult, it costs, it's disruptive, obviously. But the Conservative leader has failed in her duty and passed the responsibility to government when ministers made it very clear, very in capitals, that it was a decision for councils. I have written to the minister myself on behalf of every voter in the Great Yarmouth constituency demanding that the elections go ahead. The Conservatives should be ashamed of themselves, right? So I am now going to go back to my... you've got that on your screen. I'm hoping you can sort of see what it says. Some of you are working on TVs. and some of you are on iPhones and won't be able to see it. But I've just read that out to you. Tell me what you think. Ace Jace, I'd like to see your comments on that. John Aspinall, scooters work better than our new tanks. John Aspinall, that will put the rookie in the run. Hopefully, all pensioners will turn around and take their guns to Westminster. Not sure if that's on a delay function. That's too early. Goose evening. Good evening, that is, to everyone out there. Did everyone just hear what I said? Everyone here, what do you think about it? We'll not Juicy and Lucy. Let's have a look. We're not going to go on for a long time tonight because I am feeling, don't know why, tired. I might start doing something a bit different tonight. The English Soul Reflections in Verse by Robert Young. Yep, fantastic. Chuck Money, Uni Party at Work. No, exactly. Chuck Money, you bang on the money. Excuse the pun. Sounds just what traitors would do. That is exactly that. And again, I went into a lot of detail on Crypto Rich's show, not detail, but explained what the administrative regions are. And basically, it just means, and they've been planning this for a very long time. I mean, if not well in excess of a century, certainly many decades, right? This original plan comes from Europe as well, but it was always the plan to divide England and remove England. All of them are tyrannous and evil scum, do they? Yeah, no, they are. Sound just what traitors would do. Yeah, Uni Party at Work. I'm reading through. So what do you think of that? Do you want me to read it to you again? For those who can't see it on the screen, and just read it out. But you'll understand why it is that I talk about. So devolution is administrative regions. That's actually what they're talking about, right? And that's why it's so dangerous. ST, we haven't got any tanks left. That's why mobilisation of mobility scooters to fight. Yeah, they probably will. They'll give you a rucksack and tell you to stick it on the front of your mobility scooter. These people are just pure evil. And the only reason they're taking 65-year-olds in there because they want as many of you killed so they ain't got to pay you a pension. Now we all know that the government are traitors. Why are we not doing anything? This uni party behaviour is, I don't know about you, Jenny and Mar, but we've been doing lots in the background. The uni party behaviour is why we need the English constitution to rein these bastards in. No, exactly. And the only thing that's ever going to get you, or the only thing that's going to allow you to push forward is the constitution. But again, I mean, I doubt very much that I don't know what's going on at the moment. Grab yourself one of these beautiful coins. What's that? Oh, yeah, don't forget them coins are out there. They're evil, hateful freaks. The miscalculate, we won't fight for them, we'll fight against them. Yep. Funny enough, we actually spoke about that. Not in detail, but we did speak about that on Crypto Rich. Taking over a country by stealth is one thing, but you're to delete and erase its culture takes decades, more than decades, and it never really happened with the Soviet Union. They've learnt that, but with the British, it went on for a lot longer than the Soviet Union. Wars and jabs, and we're still here. I think it frightened them. When they got a 67% return in the 2011 census English-only national identity, I think that terrorised them. I think they realised that this is you're never going to do this, and the only way you'll do it is to flood the country. Anyway, let me have a quick look. Let's see what else I'm doing. I meant a huge immediate movement. You won't get a huge immediate movement. Not unless you've got lots of money. It'll cost you hundreds of thousands. Right, let me just put. I bet you're thinking, where the fuck has he gone? Militia Guinness? No, it weren't a Guinness, funny enough. I had emergency call for ablutions. Most of our people are jab damaged. Yeah, no, I agree, they are jab damaged. Big time. Like I say, though, just to let you, I mean, I ain't felt, I'll come back. I had that cold, I had that chest infection, but I haven't felt right since. Hopefully, I'll feel a bit better next week. Yeah, bit strange, but anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you. That's one of those things. Passing the bucket, typical Conservative. All actions with development without mandates in local authority, local government, without your vote after 4 years are illegal or illegitimate and have no authority. Well, again, people really do need to start studying their there is such a thing as a framework agreement for local councils, and if they're going against what their constitution is, they're not allowed to do it. But again, they're not allowed to go against. I mean, that's one of the things I try to explain. You can't just do these things. You can't. You know, in England, and again from the Petition of Right, it was enshrined and then enshrined into the English Bill of Rights. No taxation without representation. And people need to understand that you can't just do these things. there is a constitution that stops you from doing it, and it's the administrative law that they're trying to impose upon us, which is what's causing the big problem. You won't get it heard by enough people. Let me have a look. Hiya, EGNR. Blessings, Patriot. Wrap up one. Trump destroying the rules-based globalists. Yeah, and I think he is. Because there's only one way you can really, as a community. That's how England developed, from customs into common law, into charters, which are statutes. Don't matter what the free man and land idiots tell you. And the common law comes from judges. Who appoints the judges? The king, right? And they swear allegiance to the king. But that's where the common law comes from, the judges. And then you have the other element to it, which people don't realise, is a judge can, and in the past have done, if there is a custom that they believe is detrimental or has become detrimental in some way to the rest of the population or whatever, they can declare that custom unlawful. Trump is a sex offender. Who says that? I wish I hadn't read that one out. But there you go. Good curry, plenty of zinc and magnesium. Don't forget to subscribe and share as many platforms as possible. Sharing is caring. Please hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Subscribe, because we want to try and get this channel well in excess of 10,000 by definitely the end of this year. But there are things happening where this channel is going to, I believe this channel will be important with some of the people who are going to get on it. Jacob Rothschild is a William biological father. Whatever. Well, show me the DNA evidence. Are we getting a lot of this because it's YouTube? That's another reason. I love Rumble, because you get more sensible people, and you've got a more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're genuine on Rumble. You know what I mean? It's not like easy access, we'll say what we want and silly things and all that. You know what I mean? They're just, and you can build a real community, a bit like locals. Evening, DD and everyone. Taffy Pat, very sad to see so many people will aid and abet treason along with crimes against humanity upon us. To UK, hang on to their salaries and fat pensions. Are you referring to that, what happened today? Where the chief of police in wherever it was it Nottinghamshire, retired. He's kept his pension. He's getting somewhere in the region, and I haven't gone and looked it up. But it'll be roughly a £400,000 tax-free lump sum, and then somewhere in the region of 230 to 270 a year as a pension, when he should have been sacked and lost a lot. But instead, he retired. John Aspinall, he says YouTubers are retards, they. Yeah, well, there's definitely a different. There's a quality of the audience on Rumble compared to YouTube, without any doubts whatsoever. And not only that, if you start telling people the truth on YouTube, as has happened with my previous YouTube channels, they just get taken out. So yeah, it is a bad thing. Chuck money, see, there won't be any end for any of them. The enlarged flags are not available on my screen. I don't think I've got an enlarged screen on there. I'm listening, typing when there's silence. Islamic appeasing cowards. Goon and Mum. I mean, one of the best things you could have had, if there would have been a fight between the Jews and the fucking and the Mohammedans, I think you could have definitely assumed there was no cohesion in this country, and integration is it's just all you've done is imported tribal violence in this country. It's like bringing in a load of Zulus and think they ain't going to fucking forget about the Zulu War or something like that. Do you know what I mean? We are retards, and that's how you win more people. Yeah. Exactly that. Let me tell you something now. I've got to say this about YouTubers. Listen, there's a reason why there's no comments on my actual. If I could bar all comments on YouTube, I would, right? Because 99% of the people on YouTube are fucking idiots. And they have proved that time and time again. The people that you watched on there, was it Dr. John Campbell that was telling you all to go and take it? And then when the evidence was coming out on fucking Rumble and being shown to you, all of a sudden people started to speak and say what was going on and what this and what's that, right? With the COVID jabs. As soon as you say something about COVID now on YouTube, they fucking take your channel down. Anyone who's on YouTube is a fucking retard. That is my opinion. No, I don't like YouTube. I do not like controlled by the state, by the CIA, Mossad, and MI6 conversations that are having. Like when they took my channel down midstream during an actual live when I was talking about it. So yeah, I think we do have the right to call people on YouTube fucking retards. Again, that's why you won't win votes, Graham. I don't listen. Don't talk to me about winning votes when the people doing the counting at the votes are probably people like you. That's the bit that gets me. People just like you, and there's a person I'm talking to at the moment, right? Don't talk about winning votes, right? Because if you go to the ballot, your votes will be stolen by the people counting them. That's what just happened to us, right? So whoever you are, fuck off. It is fucking mental. Why are these people? Why don't they just go and fucking on someone else's fucking channel? It's quite simple. I can't stand YouTube. I've got to be honest with you. It's fucking useless. Let me have a quick look and see if I can. So at the moment, I am not looking at that. Let's see if I can go and find. Let me have a look and see if I can get on it. It's already going pear-shaped. I'm trying to get back to Twitter. There are people with a little bit more intelligence on Twitter, funny enough. Let me go on this one and let's see if it comes up. And then we'll go on this one. There's plenty of people doing a little. Let me go and see if I can find it on there because it'll be important for you to see it. Let me have a look. Let's see if we're up there. There it is. Mute button. Let me see if I can find where we are. Let's have a look. We're going to get back up onto that one. I'm trying to find you a piece on Twitter that was important. Let me see. There you go. All right. Because I don't monitor that channel. But there you go. Let me just have a quick look. So that information is all on there. Right. The fuckwit has gone. You have got to be exceptional as moderators on YouTube. Anyone talking nonsense like that, and especially when they come out with crap like you don't get any votes talking like that, fuck off, right? Not interested. You are so low IQ, we're not interested in you, right? The only place I am technically interested in is Rumble and Twitter, even though I don't like Twitter or X or what you want to call it, right? But let me tell you something, these people don't put no effort in whatsoever, right? All they do is sit there with a beer talking shit. That's it. That's all they do. That's all they've ever done. That's why the fucking country's a Kazi. And they have probably voted in the Labour Party. They probably voted in Tony Blair. They probably voted in Margaret Thatcher. They probably voted in all these people, right? That's how fucking thick they are. Do you know something? I think we should go back to the old way of voting. That you can only vote if you pay a certain amount of rent every week, or you're a freeholder, or you're a man. And you can't be in that fucking parliament unless you're a man. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because it is men that get sent to fucking war by a bunch of fucking rabid fucking liberal women talking shit in our parliament. Right? That's what's fucking happening. Send their kids in first. I'll tell you what, even better, right? Let's have a war with Russia, right? But we take the 650 MPs and every single one of those lords, you know, these life lords or whatever you want to fucking put, thousands of the fucking things in there, give them all a gun, put them on their mobility scooters if they're too old and say, now you go and fight the fucking war, right? I'll guarantee you won't have another war again. What's the guarantee of that? Can I have a vote on that? That let's have an official poll, right, of the English Constitution Society, right, that we make 650, and I'll tell you what, put our fucking judges in the frame as well, right? So you take the 650 MPs, all of our current judges, right, and the entirety of the Lords. You put them in a fucking uniform, right? Hopefully bright yellow so they're easy targets, right? You stick them out on the front line. You say, now, and here's your gun. There's the fucking front line. Fuck off and fight it, right? Who agrees we wouldn't have another war again after that? Tell them, DD, they won't use their own as cannon fodder. No, they won't. They're disgusting people. Except Rupert Lowe, though. Well, maybe Rupert we would make into the Commander-in-Chief for that one event. And the Commander-in-Chief can order them to the front line from here. Right? So Rupert Lowe's got to buy. He's the only one who's got to buy. And I'll tell you, Russians have 650 drones ready. I bet they fucking have. Right? But here's the funniest thing, right? Everyone's having a go at reform because they're taking these Tories, and now evidently Nigel Farage, people say he's not very well. Nigel Farage has now said something like, there is now a deadline. If you don't cross over to us now, then you'll never be allowed in the party. You're barred from the party, right? It's fucking amusing that when you sit there and watch it, and the only person who ain't like that, if I'm honest, is Rupert Lowe. I can't stand Ben Habib, and the reason I can't is because he gets on the screen and he says, I'm a British Pakistani. Fuck off, right? Why? And he doesn't grasp it at all. The English content, he does. I think he actually gets it, right? That's why he don't like it, right? Because what we're saying is that if we went back to the English Constitution, you couldn't be in our fucking parliament. Farage is just, and that doesn't mean. I mean, there's some people that again, this is where the ethno nationalists don't get it. There are some good people in this country. There's some good brown people, good black people. I ain't got a problem with them, right? In fact, if you said to most of them, listen, we know you want to stay here, but you it's obvious you can't be an MP or have this or that, but we'll allow you to work, we'll allow you to live with us and all that. We ain't got a problem with you. We'll carry on paying your pensions. But if we find that you never said anything and you knew what was going on, then that's a different story. Let me have a look. Sean Tyre. The South African PM said Johnson earned £1 million for scuppering a piece. Yeah, no, it doesn't surprise me. Who watched the show where I said, who was the guy? Let me see if I can bring up his name. What was the name of the fella that brought up donation to reform by, what was his name? That was it. A £9 million donation, right? IPPR, right? Received a record £9 million donation, a single wealthy support with the largest sum ever gifted to any UK party in a living memory, right? And there it is. Who was that one? Let's have a look. I'm sure it was that one. Yeah, Christopher Harborne. Yeah, let's bring it up on the screen. Just so all I want is for people to understand what's going on, right? So, crypto investor donates a record $9 million to Reform UK, and it's evidently he has said to Farage, yeah, you must allow Boris Johnson to join the party. Reform UK has received a record $9 million donation from cryptocurrency investor. Cryptocurrency is another way of saying money laundering service. Investor and aviation entrepreneur Christopher Harborne. New figures from the Electoral Commission show it is the largest ever single donation by a living person to a British political party. Mr. Harborne, who is British but lives in Thailand, has previously given large sums to the Conservatives under Boris Johnson's leadership, as well as Reform's predecessor, the Brexit Party, in 2019 and 2020. While the next general election is not due until 2029, the donation comes ahead of local elections next May. Right? So Reform UK has, and bearing in mind the Conservatives ain't got enough money in the tank to fight the next elections, and nor have Labour, right? So when they've got millions being piled into them, Mr. Harborne's donations break the previous record for a living person, which was $8 million from a supermarket tycoon Lord David Sainsbury's. I had a conversation about Sainsbury's the other day with someone, to the Liberal Democrats in 2019. His cousin, Lord John Sainsbury, left $10 million to the Conservatives in his will in 2022. Two of Mr. Harborne's businesses, AML Global and Sheriff Group, are linked to private aircraft and aviation. Reform leader Nigel Farage has been a supporter of cryptocurrency, announcing in May that his party would be the first in the UK to accept donations in Bitcoin. We've been accepting Bitcoin donations forever, right? Farage said he speaks to the businessman maybe once a month. There you go. But basically, one of the conditions of that was you will take on Boris Johnson. How's that? Does everyone agree with that? Does everyone understand what I said? Let me have a look. Farage already destroying Reform. He never wants to be in a position of power, but will take Reform voters' money. He will, and he's always... So again, people don't realise that the English independents had a massive following 30 years ago. They had 30,000 members. The English Democrats had 30,000 members. And because they was winning the elections, and they were, and started to win in the elections, it started to worry the British establishment. So they started UKIP, and then they brought in Farage as the mouthpiece to start going against the English independents. And if anyone went to the Doncaster event, there was a massive conference which I was at, sitting right at the front. I would say at least 70% of the flags are being waved from them 2,000 people that was there. Just to make sure you're aware, were English flags, not Union flags. What was his name? His name is on my... I'm thinking of the other name. Anyway, and then you had Jimmy Goldsmith. Jimmy Goldsmith was before that, and he was the referendum party. Jewish. I ain't got, like I say, there's plenty of Jews that I actually like a lot. So I'm not. I don't, and everyone should know me. I'm not anti-Jewish. I'm anti-organised crime, and especially anti-organised political crime and the Jewish mafia. They are so powerful; they're unbelievable. And it is one of the reasons why these people have their own private security. Did that Tracy? Let me have a quick look. Anything else coming up? Any questions from anyone? Any questions from anyone? I am asking for questions from the audience. Let me have a quick look. Let's go and have a look and see if I can see anything else at the moment. Let's have a quick look and see if we can get some of these on there. There's fucking madness on there, isn't it? Let me have a look. Any questions? Or can I go back to bed? it feels like I've got an headache. I just want to go back to sleep again. Weird it is. Yeah, that is correct. To married a Satanist. Even professional liars will need a good memory. Yep. No, I agree. Professional liars. Bojo pretended to be pro-Brexit when he has always been pro-EU. Yep. Aguna Mum, yeah, I agree. I remember Farage running in Thanet and the toys dragged him down with all the other traitors. Now he wants to work with Farage. All the Johnsons are pricks, DD. Yeah, no, I agree. Maybe you could do a Zoom one night. With who? Do a Zoom one night with who? Stevens Norman. Ace Jace. Our Bill of Rights and Acts of Settlement override any council's administrative law. No, I agree with you entirely. That is correct, what Ace Jace just said. John at last, SASDD. Can't remember what that stands for, but it's the thing. Makes us all feel like crap. Oh, yeah, like, it's where you don't get no sun. It might be that, because you don't get sun in here even in the summer. That's the thing. All of a sudden, my Paul strings. Let me have a look. Had a virus for nearly 5 weeks. Started in sinuses, then went into chest. Coughing for 4 weeks. That had a virus for nearly 5 weeks. Started in sinuses, then went into chest. Yeah, that's what I had. Sinus one. It was weird how it worked. Seasonal defective disorder. That's it. Seasonal affective disorder. There you go. I'll just say I'm a nut. Lack of vitamin D. That's probably right as well, to be honest with you. Any other questions for anyone? Like I say, I'm going to sort a few things. I've got a load of stuff I've got to do over the weekend. I've got to tidy this place up. Do all the washing up. Go and do all my washing. Go and pick my glasses up eventually. I haven't felt like going anywhere or doing anything. That's why they spray the skies. Can I be a mod for the ones that talk BS about DD? Can I be a mod for the ones who talk about what on here, or are you talking about also known as? Let me have a look. Binglings. You need to top up vitamin D on winter. AJ's rest. Good work, vitamin C and water. Good recovery. How's your ear? My ear's all right. although they're a bit poppy, but yeah. I'm going to go and have a drink of honey and lemon in a minute. Probably all that shite they keep putting in the sky. Could be. Let's have a look. Try water or chlorine dioxide, TD. Yeah, no. I did have some of that somewhere. I don't know where it's gone though. What goes up must come down. Yeah. That's it. Right, anyway, I'm going to piss off. Good night, God bless to everyone. I will see you Monday night. And don't forget, Monday night I'm going to be on with 412, so hopefully I've recovered a bit better. I am going to try and look in a charity shop if I can get the chance and see if I can find a bigger table and a comfortable chair, and at least I can sit there and have a chat. Jerrick's main wife. Someone said that Jenrick was a Jew, and that'd be something if he was. But there you go. I'm off. Good night. God bless. Don't forget what I believe in. The Constitution is the solution. God bless you all. And John Harding, I hope you have had a more pleasant experience tonight. Plenty of zinc and magnesium. We're all seriously low on it. Yeah, we probably are. That's it. Bye.